So the Neil Parish debacle, this scandal, we could say, has it rocked Parliament? He got out quickly. No, he's done the damage. And the damage is twofold. I think there's a series of issues here. On the pornography front, once you start looking at the statistics, and you remember the Damian Green scandal a couple of years ago, if you look at the statistics, the amount of times that people in Parliament have tried to access pornography and been frustrated by the systems in place has gone down. In 2013, apparently, the system recorded 355,000 attempts to access pornography on the systems in Parliament. 250,000 in 2014, 213,000 in 2015. So you see it's going down. 113,000 attempts in 2016. But last year, in the space of just under 5 months, between June and October, there were 24,000 attempts to access pornography on the parliamentary system. That means it's actually going up. So can we blame lockdown on that? Or can we just blame the influence of more people of the ilk of Neil Parish who are looking for tractors? Farm agriculture, farm machinery. People searching for farm machinery, and they're going to. I must say, I looked up. I was interested yesterday because when I was very small, I was set about driving a small red Massey Ferguson, and I was very good at ploughing a straight furrow. But who knows? So I was looking up Massey Ferguson yesterday, and I didn't get diverted to pornography. So I have no idea what buttons Mr. Parish might have been pressing. Certainly not the same buttons that I was pressing. Anyway, be that as it may, pornography seems to be on the increase in the House of Parliament, along with cocaine in various lavatories around the House of Parliament. I mean, it is a cesspit, isn't it? It's a cesspit of moral depravity. And is it all to be laid at the feet of Boris Johnson? I have no idea. But he's not going to do well in this coming election, is he? Because this scandal by Neil Parish couldn't have been better timed if he'd actively pressed these buttons himself. Oh, he did. You know, it's almost as if he was trying to sabotage the May elections. Meanwhile, Jess Phillips, who's the Shadow Minister for Safeguarding, has pointed out something rather interesting, and in fact it makes perfect sense. There is a law, a 1981 law, which would make it a criminal offence to display shocking illicit material, pornography, in public, knowing that it could be recorded or seen. Well, in the House of Commons, in the chamber itself, there are television cameras pointing in all directions. Neil Parish must have known he could be seen, and there were two women who apparently were trying to take photographs of proof of what he was watching. This seems, it seems to me very clear. If it's not a well-used law, it is nevertheless a criminal issue. So that is one side. The other side is the level of boredom, the level of the moment you switch on the Parliament channel and you look at people in debates, they're all on their mobile phones. They're all busy doing something else. They're barely present in the chamber. This doesn't look good. This is not why we elected these people. Boris has got a habit of supporting people who are not capable of doing their job. Boris tried to support Matt Hancock when he was fiddling in the stationery cupboard. Matt Hancock's job was to was to uphold the health ministry, not to uphold Gina Coladangelo. Instead, the health ministry is crumbling. I know, because I've been in and out of NHS hospitals. I've experienced the chaos and the lack of morale, the destruction of that particular ministry. And it's not just COVID that's done it. It's a lack of direction. Similarly, the visa system. We have people who should have been here from Ukraine. We have people who were promised a visa from Afghanistan. This hasn't happened. The delays and the delays and the delays. Maybe Priti Patel thinks it's going to go away. It might go away. These people might actually end up being killed with a missile, as indeed there was a lady and her child who had escaped to Odessa from Mariupol, and they were then hit with a missile while they were waiting for the Home Office visa system to clunk into gear and to get its act together. It didn't. They're now in hospital. Now, I don't see how we can defend a Home Office which is so incompetent. This level of incompetence was in place under Mrs. May. I remember talking about it with both Mrs. May and with Andrea Leadsom. Andrea Leadsom says Parliament has to change. It had to change when I went to see her. Not only that, the ministry that Rishi Sunak is in charge of, he's Chancellor of the Exchequer. We are running out of options to manage the crisis which is threatening us, and at the same time he is putting up taxes. I do not understand how this present government cannot see the disaster which is being created. And it's a disaster which could be avoided. And instead of focusing on the problems, instead of sorting out the problems, we have a number of individuals who are desperate to grab the airwaves, desperate to curry favour with the media, and seem to be eyeing the top job. We know we have a Prime Minister now who is clearly on the way to the exit. But we need to encourage other people who have talent to aim to take over his job. Not the Priti Patels, not the Liz Trusses, not the Nadine Dorrises, not the Dominic Raabs, not the Michael Goves, not the Matt Hancocks. All of these people have fallen foul of their own personal chaos. All of these people are inadequate, utterly inadequate. I don't think any of those people are much better than Neil Parish. Neil Parish has had the good grace to go. I think he should still be pursued, and I think there may well be questions to answer. If he'd been teaching in a school, he would now be facing a question of gross indecency. I leave it there. What can we do with a government that is failing so badly? I fully expect that Neil Parish's actions will be a trigger on probably the most disastrous elections that we have seen in the last 100 years, and that will happen in May. And Boris must be held accountable for that.